I've always wondered why they call it stand-up comedy. Maybe it's because a person stands up and then tells you some comedy. It's a good time to put on our mystery hats because this next performer is a stand-up comedian. Let's all stand at attention and listen to all of his hilarious jokes. Here's Mike Maxwell.
Hi, I'm Mike Maxwell, a Chicago comedian, and I was actually just kind of thinking about the end of year, kind of how my year has gone, and definitely 2013 been amazing, but of course I'm comparing that to last year. Last year sucked. Last year I hit rock bottom. I caught myself actually eating a burrito while placing an order at a White Castle drive-thru, so pretty dark time for me, just God's way of saying, hey you fatty, get out of the sweatpants, let's go, let's do this. This year definitely got some highs for me. I got married, which was exciting. And I got to do stand-up at the honeymoon, during the honeymoon over in Ireland. And that was a lot of fun. It was a global show. I got to do comedy for people from the UK, from Canada. And then I met the greatest people of all, 6 people from Finland, which is really impressive to me because Finland, basically any of their residents are like Caucasian cicadas. You only see them every 4 years at the Winter Olympics, and then poof, they're gone. It was just really kind of cool to see a luge outfit in person, in my opinion. So, I live on the northwest side of Chicago, and I've been in Chicago for about 10 years. My favorite moment of all time was when I was at a Dunkin' Donuts, which says a lot about my life in Chicago. And this man was leaving. He had 2 kids. He had a son and a daughter. And he turns to his 2 kids, and he says this, and I'm not embellishing at all. This is what he said. He goes, hey, Clarky, Addison, it's time to go. Yeah, you Cub fans need to cut it out. I do not get what your obsession is with naming the next generation after the crossroads of failure. Obviously, I'm a White Sox fan, so I'm jealous. There's no way I can get away with naming one of my kids 35th or Wentworth Maxwell. If so, they go straight into hip-hop with those names. So I was just kind of also thinking about one of my favorite stories throughout 2013, and there's this fun prom story over in New York City. A high school in New York City partnered with a condom distribution company, and they gave out condoms to their high school students for prom weekend. And that irritates me on 2 levels. First off, high school kids are still having more fun than me. And secondly, they gave out 500 condoms, and they only have 130 students in the whole school. Like, that is a lot of pressure to put on some teenage kids. I don't know what the theme was for prom, but I'm guessing it was, oh my God, I'm sorry, let's try that again. Mascot to the school is probably just a turtle on its back. You should laugh. It's a joke about someone in New York. It's good. One of my other things that I think about a lot is now that I'm married, I got to think about having a family, and right now I'm not ready for that because I have a dog. I think having a dog is probably better than having a kid. I think most parents would agree with that. For example, like when you have a stupid dog, that's a lot of fun. Like you go and play fetch with that dog, and he'll bring over the neighbor's dog. He's like, I don't know what you want, but he can get it. Can I get a cookie? Can I get a cookie? Squirrel? Like, that's funny. But when you have a stupid kid, that is expensive for a very long time, okay? The other thing is, like, I love my dog, but guess what? Yeah, she barks a lot. Sometimes she just does not shut up. So, you know what? Who cares if it's 90 degrees out, if it's like raining or sleeting? Put that dog outside. Does anybody know how cold is too cold to put a crying baby outside? I just want to do a little research before I start parenting. My favorite thing, though, is when you have an ugly dog. And I'm talking about, like, God forgot the last 5 steps of creation, put the back on the front on the back. You know, your dog has a face that looks like a half-melted candle. That is fantastic. Your friends will come over to watch your dog just drink water. Like, I don't know what happened, man, but somehow he got water come out his ear. That's fantastic. Having an ugly dog is cool and fantastic. Having an ugly kid is your fault. Thanks, guys. I'm Mike.
Mike, thanks so much. That was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. So how long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
Oh, I started in college, but I'd say about over 8 years now.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. And what stand-up comedian is one you remember from when you would watch it that made you want to be a stand-up comedian?
I saw Cosby live. My brother took me after high school, and start to finish it was almost like 2.5 hours. That he ran so long in the matinee that the evening show was showing up. That was probably the best stand-up show I've ever seen.
Wow, and that was Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And do you have any favorite jokes that you tell?
I love telling the Clark and Addison joke.
Let's hear that one more time.
Okay, you want me?
Sure, yeah.
Right now, where I live on the northwest side, about 3 miles west of Wrigley Field, and I was in a Dunkin' Donuts this one time. This man just turns to his two kids. He goes, "Hey, Clarky, Addison, it's time to go." And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, you need to go, man. Like, you Cub fans need to cut it out. I don't get what the obsession is with naming the next generation after the crossroads of failure." So
That's great. It repeats well.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great joke.
It's fun because sometimes when I tell it in the area, like I tell it because people will laugh and some Cub fans will get a rise out of it and get angry and groan. And like I've been at the Improv and people like groan a little. I'm like, what? Do I have to wait another 108 years to tell the joke?
Oh, that's
It's
good.
fun to like. It's making fun of Chicago baseball is an easy subject.
I'd say next time you do a set, you should do the joke twice. One at the beginning and then another time toward the end of the set.
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Mike, we appreciate having you on the show. It was great to have you.
Yeah.
Hope to hear more from you. And we'll be right back.
Take care.